Goal setting sounds simple. You decide what you want to achieve, write it down, and get to work. But most workplace goals are too vague to be useful, which is why so many of them get quietly forgotten by the end of the quarter. A 2024 Gallup survey found that clear goal setting leads to better understanding between employees and managers and makes performance reviews more fair and productive. Research on the neuroscience of goal setting adds to this. Writing a goal down makes you significantly more likely to achieve it. Today, we're covering what separates a useful workplace goal from a wishful one, the 3 types of goals worth setting, and how Leapsome helps you track all of them. Before you set any goal, you need clarity on what actually matters. Your calendar is probably full of tasks that look equally urgent. They're not. Look for areas where you're not satisfied with your current performance, where you know you could do better, and where you can point to at least one specific thing blocking your progress. That's where your development goals should live. It's also worth scheduling a conversation with your manager before you finalize anything. When your goal helps solve a problem the company already cares about, it's much easier to get the time or resources you need to reach it. Once you've identified the focus area, use the SMART framework to make it concrete: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Improve my communication isn't a goal. Lead 2 client presentations by the end of Q3 and gather feedback after each one is. SMART goals work because they remove the ambiguity. You know what you're working toward, your manager knows how to support you, and there's no debate at the end of the quarter about whether you got there. Once you've written it, share it with your manager or an accountability partner. A goal that exists only in your head is easy to quietly deprioritize. One that's been shared is a lot harder to walk away from. Personal development goals are about building the skills and knowledge you need to move forward, whether you're early in your career or a senior leader trying to keep growing. A strong example: improve my understanding of analytics to generate better internal reports by the end of Q4 by enrolling in a month-long course, setting up bi-weekly coaching sessions with someone on the operations team, and consulting peers to understand how their organizations handle reporting. Notice how specific that is. It names a timeline, a method, and a way to measure success. Another good one for someone moving into a more senior role: become the main point of contact for a new client in Q3, supported by a communications workshop and regular shadowing sessions with a senior project manager. Performance-based goals focus on excelling in your current role. These often come out of performance review feedback, but they're just as useful for high performers who want to push further. A concrete example: increase sales deals closed by 10% this quarter by practicing different pitches with colleagues, researching new sales strategies, and using CRM analytics to identify opportunities for upsells and cross-sells. With a goal like that, you can check in at any point during the quarter and know exactly where you stand, which is what makes it worth setting in the first place. These goals are also useful for course correcting after a difficult review. Instead of treating feedback as a criticism, use it as a brief: specific problem, specific plan, specific timeline. Career advancement goals are about where you're headed next. If you're working toward a promotion, your goal should be building the experience and visibility that make that step feel like a natural progression. A good example: take ownership of revamping our onboarding process this quarter with the goal of making new team members more efficient in their first 90 days and improving the overall employee experience. That kind of goal works because it's visible across the organization and shows the kind of initiative that tends to get noticed by the people making promotion decisions. If you want to push further, stretch goals are worth considering. Stretch goals are above what feels comfortably achievable. The idea is that when a target feels genuinely hard to reach, it changes how you approach your work. You look for different routes, think more creatively, and often end up further along than a safer goal would have taken you. Feedback-driven goals take a different approach. Instead of deciding what to work on yourself, you start from what your manager and peers have already told you needs attention. This way, your goals reflect what the business actually needs, and the people around you tend to be more invested in helping you get there. Keeping track of goals across a wide team is harder than it sounds. Leapsome Goals is built for exactly that: individual, team, and company-wide objectives in one place, with progress visible to both the employee and their manager. You can also set cascading goals so individual contributors can see exactly how their work connects to the bigger picture. Goals connect directly to performance reviews and development conversations, so nothing gets set and forgotten. Setting a good goal is more work than it looks, but once you have one that's specific, written down, and shared with your manager, everything else gets easier. You know what to focus on, your manager knows how to help, and by the end of the quarter, there's no guessing about whether you got there.